San Jacinto County authorities say Francisco Oropeza opened fire on his neighbors last night after they asked him to stop shooting because a young child was trying to sleep. 5 people were killed, 3 others wounded at their home on Walter Drive in the Trails End subdivision. Investigators have surrounded a wooded area off of Fostoria Tram Road to search for Oropeza. We have live TV coverage for you tonight. Brittany Ford has been speaking with neighbors out there, but first, leading us off, Grace White with more on what happened and the latest on this manhunt. Grace.
Cheryl, the biggest update came from the sheriff just moments ago. He told us that this suspect is no longer cornered. And here's what they're up against. This is a rural community. These thick woods go on for miles and miles. The sheriff did confirm they now have the suspect's AR-style rifle they believed he used in this shooting in their custody. But of course, their goal to catch him tonight before he hurts anyone else. Officers on the ground, aided by drones and helicopters today, launched an intense search for the suspected gunman, 38-year-old Francisco Oropeza. Police believe he's hiding nearby in a wooded area. Authorities say the shooting rampage began just after 11:30 Friday night. A Honduran family trying to put a young child to bed asked their neighbor, Oropeza, to stop firing his gun. Instead, police say he turned it on them.
The man went back in the house. Next thing they know, he's walking up the driveway with the rifle in hand.
At least 10 people inside the home were hit by bullets. 5 died, including an 8-year-old boy. The sheriff says the female victims died trying to protect children.
They're always shooting. They're always calling the cops. I have 2 babies. They got scared. But we're like, well, it's normal. They're always shooting.
Police sources tell us the suspect was drinking the night of the shooting, and authorities are describing him as a Mexican citizen, Cheryl, who's been deported twice before.
Terrible situation out there tonight. Let's hope they find him soon. Thank you so much, Grace White. We have also learned the names of the 5 victims. 25-year-old Sonia Argentina Guzman, 21-year-old Diana Velasquez Alvarado, 31-year-old Julissa Molina Rivera, 18-year-old Jonathan Caceres, and 8-year-old Daniel Enrique Lasso. Not surprising, neighbors are still trying to come to grips with this horrific tragedy. Our Brittany Ford is live this afternoon with more on what she is hearing from folks out there in Brittany. Absolutely scary.
Well, Cheryl, yeah, neighbors told me it's not uncommon to hear gunshots in this area, but said they never expected something like this would happen. You could take a look at some video. This is the neighborhood where this all unfolded. People I spoke to say they're familiar with Oropeza and his wife. They described him as someone who would occasionally wave, but usually kept to himself. The sheriff's office says there has been a history at Oropeza's home. Last night, the most recent, where things took a deadly turn. He's wanted for shooting and killing 5 people who live next door. Again, we just learned the identities of those victims, one of them as young as 8 years old. Neighbors we spoke to are still trying to process what happened.
I mean, I can't believe it. It's hard. To think about those people dead and their families. More than anything, their families, their babies.
I guess that's what happens. There's a lot of people here that likes to shoot guns, and it was just a matter of time before something like this happened, I guess.
The last update we got from the sheriff is they believe that Oropeza is no longer in this perimeter they've been focusing on for a majority of the day. They have now expanded search efforts to a roundabout of the area. But back out here live, the FBI describing Oropeza as armed and dangerous. If you see him, you should call 911 immediately. Reporting in San Jacinto County, Brittany Ford, KHOU 11 News.